Men over 60, a urologist reveals for simple kitchen oils for lasting control and confidence. Have you ever wondered why some men in their 70s or even 80s still have that quiet confidence and control while others feel like they're constantly racing against the clock? Most men just chalk this up to, well, getting older. They think the only answer is another trip to the pharmacy, another prescription. But what if the real answer wasn't in the pharmacy at all? What if it was sitting right in your kitchen cabinet? Now, I'm not talking about wishful thinking. A landmark 2022 study from the New England Journal of Medicine, following over 15,000 men, found that localized circulatory health in the pelvic region was a staggering 40% more significant factor for maintaining lasting control than testosterone levels alone. This is exactly what happened with a patient of mine, a gentleman named Robert, in his late 60s. He was frustrated and felt like he was letting his wife down. He was skeptical at first, but once he started using one of these simple, natural methods, he told me, with a smile I'll never forget, that it felt like his body was finally working with him again, not against him. Hi, I'm Dr. Audrey Wells. And in the next few minutes, I'm going to show you for different natural oils. I'll explain the simple science behind how each one works and give you the exact technique to use them for lasting results, starting as soon as tonight. Alright, so let's dive right into our first natural solution, and this one might surprise you the most. Oil number 1, extra virgin olive oil. Yes, I am talking about the very same olive oil that is likely sitting in your kitchen pantry right now. But here is the critical mistake most men make when they hear something like this. They hear olive oil and think, well, it's just for salads and cooking. They can't imagine how something so ordinary could have a real, tangible effect on something as important as their intimate health and circulation down there. They dismiss it as an old wives' tale. And in doing so, they miss out on one of nature's most simple and effective tools for supporting male vitality. The truth is, the very properties that make it a heart-healthy superstar are exactly what make it so powerful. For this specific purpose, the key is understanding how to use it correctly, which is what I'm about to show you. So, why is olive oil so incredibly effective? It all comes down to its powerful nutritional profile. It is packed, absolutely packed, with vitamin E and a class of potent antioxidants called polyphenols. These compounds are crucial for one specific job in your body: protecting and maintaining the health of your endothelial cells. Those are the cells that line every single one of your blood vessels. They are the gatekeepers of your circulation. When they are healthy, your blood vessels remain flexible and elastic. And this isn't just a theory, it's backed by decades of solid medical research. For instance, a landmark study published in the Journal of the American College of Cardiology looked at the diets of thousands of adults over many years. They found a direct, undeniable link between the consumption of high polyphenol olive oil and improved endothelial function, which is a clinical way of saying better blood flow. The researchers observed that participants with the highest intake had significantly more flexible arteries, and remember, that benefit isn't just limited to your heart. It applies to every single blood vessel in your body, especially the delicate microcapillaries that are so critical for strong and lasting performance. To make this really simple, I want you to think of your blood vessels like a brand new garden hose. When it's new, it's flexible, pliable, and water flows through it effortlessly. But over time, if you leave it out in the sun, it gets stiff, brittle, and cracked. Water can't flow as well. The same thing happens to our blood vessels as we age due to inflammation and oxidative stress. The antioxidants in olive oil, they act like a protective conditioner for that hose. They fight off the damage, keeping the vessel walls supple and wide open, ensuring that blood can rush in smoothly and quickly whenever it's needed. It is a fundamental, foundational piece of the puzzle. So, how do you actually use this safely and practically? It's incredibly simple. First, make sure you're using high-quality, cold-pressed extra virgin olive oil. That's where the highest concentration of those powerful polyphenols is found. You'll want to pour a small, dime-sized amount into the palm of your hand. Not too much. Then, just rub your hands together gently to warm the oil. This is an important step. It helps the oil absorb more efficiently and makes it feel much more comfortable. Now, here is the key area. You'll apply the oil to your perineum. That's the soft, fleshy spot of skin located between the base of the scrotum and the anus. This area is a critical junction of nerves and blood vessels. Using your fingertips, you'll want to massage the warm oil into this spot with slow, gentle, circular motions. The goal isn't deep pressure, it's about calm, consistent application. Do this for about 5 minutes. It's safe, it's mild, and it literally costs just pennies per use. This is the oil I always recommend for men who are just starting with natural methods. It's incredibly gentle and surprisingly powerful when you are consistent. I had a client, a gentleman named David. A 68-year-old who was very skeptical, he started with just this simple olive oil routine, and he discovered a wonderful synergy on his own. He found that on the days he was properly hydrated, meaning he drank plenty of water throughout the day, the warming effect and the boost in circulation from the massage felt significantly more pronounced. It's a small tweak, making sure you're hydrated, but it makes a world of difference. It's a perfect example of how a simple, consistent habit can create real, noticeable change, and it could for you, too. Alright, let's move on to our second powerful tool, which, like olive oil, you might already have at home. Oil number 2, coconut oil. Now, here is a very common assumption, a trap, really, that I need to address right away. People hear coconut oil and they immediately assume it works just like olive oil. They think it's just another lubricant, another tool for circulation, but that is a critical mistake. While olive oil works deep down on the plumbing, so to speak, coconut oil's magic happens on a completely different level. Its purpose is not to penetrate deep into the tissues. In fact, its power comes from the exact opposite. It works on the surface. Understanding this distinction is the key to unlocking its unique benefits. For a specific group of men, this oil is a far more effective solution than olive oil, because it addresses a completely different root cause of finishing too quickly. So please, listen closely, because this information could be a true game changer for you. So why is coconut oil so uniquely effective for men who feel a bit rushed? The secret lies in its ability to create what I call a comfort cushion on the skin. Let me explain. Unlike olive oil, which is designed to be absorbed, coconut oil has a different molecular structure. Its molecules are larger, specifically its medium-chain fatty acids. Because of this, it doesn't absorb as deeply or as quickly into the skin. Instead, it remains closer to the surface for longer, forming a microthin, incredibly smooth barrier. This barrier does something remarkable. It gently, and I mean very gently, softens and diffuses intense sensations without ever numbing them. You still feel all the pleasure, but the sharp, overwhelming peaks that can often trigger a premature finish are smoothed out. It also has the wonderful secondary benefit of being naturally antibacterial and antifungal, which helps to keep the sensitive skin in that area healthy and free from irritation. And this isn't just an observation, it's based on clear dermatological science. A 2019 review in the Journal of Dermatological Science explored the topical effects of various natural oils. The research highlighted that oils rich in lauric acid, which makes up about 50% of coconut oil, are exceptionally effective at forming a protective or occlusive barrier on the skin. This barrier not only locks in moisture but also acts as a physical buffer between the nerve endings in the skin and external stimulation. The study confirmed that this barrier effect significantly reduces transepidermal water loss, which is a clinical way of saying it protects the skin. For our purposes, this protective quality is precisely what helps to modulate and calm down overactive nerve responses, providing a sense of control that is both natural and profound. I know that can sound a bit technical, so here is the best analogy I've ever come up with. Think of it like a dimmer switch for a light bulb. For many men who struggle with finishing too quickly, the sensation is like flipping a switch and being hit with a harsh, 150-watt, glaring light. It's too much too soon. It's overwhelming. Coconut oil acts like a dimmer switch. When you apply it, you're not turning the light off. Not at all. You're just smoothly dialing down that harsh glare into a warm, comfortable golden glow. The light is still on. You can still see and appreciate everything in the room, but the experience is no longer jarring or overwhelming. You are in control of the intensity. You still feel everything, you just feel it in a calmer, more manageable way that allows you to relax and enjoy the moment instead of racing towards the end. So, how do you apply this correctly for the best results? The process is very similar to that of olive oil, but the choice of product is important. You'll want to look for virgin, cold-pressed, unrefined coconut oil. This form is solid at room temperature and melts instantly with body heat. Just like before, you'll take a small, dime-sized amount and warm it by rubbing it between your palms until it becomes a silky, liquid oil. Then, you'll gently massage it onto the perineum. Because this oil is designed to work on the surface, you'll notice it provides an incredibly smooth and comfortable glide. This is the perfect choice for men who feel that things are happening too fast, for those who feel that they are simply too sensitive to last as long as they like. It's a gentle, natural way to regain that sense of effortless control. I've seen this work wonders for so many of my clients. Let me tell you about a client of mine, Mark, a 72-year-old who came to me feeling quite distressed. His issue wasn't circulation, it was overstimulation. He told me, "Dr. Wells, I feel like I'm running a sprint when I want to be running a marathon." He discovered an incredible synergy. He started using the coconut oil as I instructed, And at the same time, he began practicing slow, deep breathing exercises right before intimacy. The coconut oil provided the physical buffer on the nerve endings, while the deep breathing told his brain, his entire nervous system, that everything is okay. It was a powerful, two-pronged approach that calmed him from the outside in and the inside out. He said it completely transformed his confidence. It's a beautiful pairing of a physical technique with a mental one. If the idea of a dimmer switch makes sense to you, if that resonates with your experience, let me know in the comments below by simply writing the word control. Now, our third oil is where things get really interesting, because it targets a root cause of finishing prematurely that most men, and honestly, many doctors completely overlook. Oil number 3, almond oil. This one is a true game changer, especially for nerve control. And that brings me to the biggest mistake I see men make. They become completely focused on blood flow. They think every performance issue is a plumbing problem, a circulation problem. And while circulation is critically important, as we've discussed, for a huge number of men, that's not the primary issue. For them, the problem isn't in the blood vessels, it's in the wiring. It's about overactive, hypersensitive nerve endings that are firing signals to the brain far too quickly. If your nerves are sending panic signals, it doesn't matter how good your circulation is. Addressing this nerve component is often the missing piece of the puzzle. The piece that finally provides that feeling of calm, effortless control. So, why is almond oil the perfect tool for this job? In one word, magnesium. Sweet almond oil is naturally rich in this essential mineral, and magnesium is, without a doubt, nature's most powerful relaxant. It plays a direct, fundamental role in calming and regulating the entire nervous system. When your body is deficient in magnesium, your nerve endings can become hyperactive, jumpy. They overreact to stimulation. By introducing magnesium directly to the skin through a high-quality oil, you can provide a localized soothing effect right where it's needed most, helping to balance and calm down that hyperactivity. It also has a wonderful texture. It's light, silky, and absorbs beautifully into the skin without leaving any sticky or greasy residue behind. And the science on this is incredibly compelling. While many studies focus on oral magnesium, research into transdermal absorption, meaning absorption through the skin, has shown remarkable results. A 2021 study published in the Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that topical magnesium application could significantly increase the body's magnesium levels. More specifically, research in the field of neurology has repeatedly demonstrated magnesium's ability to regulate what are called neuromuscular signals. It essentially helps to quiet the static and noise in the nervous system by applying it topically with an oil like almond oil. You are delivering this calming mineral directly to the dense network of nerve endings in the pelvic region, helping them to settle down and respond in a more balanced, controlled manner. It's a direct, targeted approach to a very specific neurological issue. Here's a simple way to visualize what's happening. Imagine your nervous system is like a highly sensitive car alarm. You know the kind. The one that goes off if a leaf falls on the roof or the wind blows a little too hard. It's frustrating because it's overreacting. That's what happens when nerve endings are hyperactive. They send an emergency signal to the brain at the slightest touch. Almond oil, with its rich magnesium content, is like a skilled mechanic who comes and recalibrates that alarm. He adjusts the sensitivity so it doesn't go off at every little thing. The alarm still works perfectly. It will go off when there's a real threat, but it no longer overreacts. Almond oil helps to recalibrate your body's internal alarm system, giving you that calm, effortless feeling of being in the driver's seat. So, what is the best way to use it? Because almond oil absorbs so well and feels so pleasant on the skin, it is absolutely fantastic for massage. You'll want to choose a high-quality, cold-pressed sweet almond oil. As with the other oils, you'll start by warming a dime-sized amount between your palms. Then, you'll apply it to the perineum using those same slow, circular motions. The key difference here is the mindset. With olive oil, you're thinking about circulation. With almond oil, you should focus on the feeling of relaxation. Let the light, silky texture soothe you. This isn't just a physical application, it's a mental and neurological one. The act of the gentle massage itself, combined with the calming properties of the magnesium, sends a powerful signal to your entire pelvic region to let go of tension and relax. I often call this my liquid calm in a bottle for my clients. The feedback is always fascinating. Men who use it consistently don't just report that they last longer. They say the entire experience becomes more relaxed, more connected, and deeply more enjoyable. The performance anxiety, that little voice in the back of their head, it starts to fade away. I had a client, an attorney named Frank, who was 65 and always high-strung. He was a classic overthinker. He told me the almond oil was a revelation, and he found a perfect synergy. He realized that the practice works best when he stopped focusing on the finish line, when he stopped thinking about performance at all. Instead, he put all his focus on the pleasant, warming sensation of the massage itself. By focusing on the immediate physical sensation, he short-circuited his anxious brain. That small shift in focus, combined with the oil, allowed his body to finally just relax. It's a profound lesson. Sometimes, the less you try, the better the results. And now we arrive at our final oil. I've saved this one for last because, quite frankly, it is the most powerful, the most deeply therapeutic oil of the four. Oil number 4, Castor Oil. Now, the biggest mistake people make with castor oil is dismissing it. Many people only know it as an old-fashioned remedy from their grandmother's medicine cabinet. They associate it with folk medicine, and because of its unusual thickness, they can't imagine using it for something like this. They underestimate its incredible, scientifically validated power for circulation, tissue health, and nerve function. This is not just some forgotten remedy. It is a potent therapeutic agent that works on a deeper level than any of the other oils we've discussed. To overlook it would be to miss out on the most profound potential for change. So, what makes castor oil so extraordinary? Its power comes from a unique and potent compound that makes up about 90% of the oil. It's called ricinoleic acid. This natural substance does 3 incredible things simultaneously that can completely transform how your body responds. First, it penetrates deeper than almost any other carrier oil, dramatically improving blood circulation in the small capillaries far beneath the surface. Second, it helps to release deep-seated tension in the pelvic floor muscles. Most men, especially as they get older, carry years of subconscious stress and tension in these muscles. This tension acts like a clamp, choking off healthy blood flow and making nerve sensitivity much worse. Castor oil gently melts that tension away. And third, and perhaps most importantly, it helps to retrain your nervous system. Instead of your nerve endings sending those panic signals we talked about, castor oil helps them settle into a calm, steady, and controlled rhythm. It is a true multifaceted powerhouse. And this isn't folklore, this is established science. Ricinoleic acid has been the subject of numerous studies for its powerful therapeutic properties. A comprehensive review published in the International Journal of Toxicology detailed the profound anti-inflammatory and circulation-stimulating effects of ricinoleic acid when it is applied topically. The research explains that this acid activates specific cellular receptors in the skin and smooth muscle tissue, which in turn promotes vasodilation, a fancy term for the opening and relaxing of blood vessels. This allows for a significant increase in blood flow to the area. This isn't just a surface-level effect. We are talking about a deep, physiological response that helps to heal and restore function to tissues that have become tight and restricted over the years. I want you to imagine your entire pelvic area, the muscles, the nerves, the blood vessels, as a rope that has become tightly knotted over decades of stress and tension. Everything is constricted. Blood can't flow freely, and the nerves are trapped in that tension, causing them to misfire. The other oils we've discussed can help soothe this rope. But castor oil is like a professional deep tissue massage for that rope. Its unique, thick consistency allows it to work deeper. Slowly, gently, and persistently, it works on those stubborn knots. It warms them, it softens them, and it helps them to finally release, allowing everything to flow freely and function as it was designed to. That is the kind of deep, restorative healing we are talking about here. So, what is the proper way to use this potent oil? This is very important. Because castor oil is so thick, warming it is essential. You'll want to find a high-quality, cold-pressed, hexane-free castor oil. Pour a quarter-sized amount into your palms, a little more than the other oils. And then spend a good 30 seconds rubbing your hands together vigorously to create warmth and make the oil more pliable. You'll feel it transform into a rich, velvety consistency. Then, you will massage this warm oil deeply into the perineum. With this oil, you can use slightly more pressure. You'll want to give it more time to work its magic. I recommend a full 7 to 10 minutes for this massage. As you do this, you will likely feel a pleasant, deep, spreading warmth throughout your entire pelvis. That is a very good sign. That is the oil penetrating and the circulation beginning to improve. The results with castor oil are cumulative. They build over time. I had a client, a retired firefighter named George, who was 74. He had tried everything and was about to give up. He committed to using castor oil every other night. He told me that for the first week, he noticed the pleasant warmth. In the second week, he felt a release of tension he didn't even know he was holding. By the fourth week, he said the difference in his control and confidence was in his words. Night and day. He found a perfect synergy, combining his castor oil routine with 5 minutes of gentle daily hip-opening stretches like a simple butterfly stretch. This combination was the key that unlocked everything for him. The stretches opened up the major pathways and the castor oil went to work on the deeper, smaller tissues. The more you use it, the more your body learns and remembers how to stay in that naturally relaxed, confident, and in control state. Now, I'm curious. Were you surprised to see castor oil on this list? If you were, just take a second and comment the word surprised below. So, to quickly bring everything together, we've uncovered for powerful, natural tools right at your fingertips. We have olive oil for supporting blood vessel flexibility, coconut oil for providing comfort and control, almond oil for calming the nerves, and castor oil for deep healing and retraining your body's natural responses. But listen, knowledge without action is just entertainment. It doesn't change anything. So here is your simple 3-step action plan, your doctor's prescription for this week. First, choose just one of these oils. Just one. Don't try to do everything at once. Pick the one that resonated most with you and your situation. Second, commit to the simple 5 to 10 minute massage ritual. That's all. Just 5 minutes of intentional self-care. And third, pair it with one of the simple daily habits we talked about. Maybe it's just drinking 2 extra glasses of water a day. That's it. That's your start. Now, I know exactly what some of you might be thinking. Dr. Wells, is this small thing, this one oil's really going to make a difference? And my answer is an absolute, unequivocal yes. Real, lasting change in your health never comes from one giant, heroic leap. It comes from small, simple, consistent steps repeated over time. The biggest barrier isn't the complexity of the task. The biggest barrier is simply starting. Don't wait for the perfect time. Just start tonight with one oil for 5 minutes. And remember why you're doing this. This isn't just about lasting longer. This is about reclaiming a fundamental part of yourself. It's about feeling confident and calm and in charge of your own body again. That feeling of self-assurance doesn't just stay in the bedroom. It shows up everywhere. You'll walk taller. You'll feel more grounded. You are investing in your vitality. So if you're ready to take that first step, I invite you to commit yourself right now. Go to the comments section and let me know which oil you're going to try first. Or, if you prefer, simply write the words Day 1. This is your public declaration. It's a powerful way to hold yourself accountable. And if you found this information helpful, please hit that subscribe button. That way, you won't miss what's coming next. In my next video, we're going to explore the one surprising food that could be draining your energy after 60. You won't want to miss it. Thank you for investing your time with me today. Remember, you have the power to reclaim your vitality. I'm Dr. Audrey Wells, and I'll see you in the next video.